Oh, this is gonna be nasty. And then you will avoid squeaks forever. This is where it gets tricky. And that's why I think homeowners are their best general contractors out there. I'm gonna show you a revolutionary new product. Don't be afraid to spend a little bit of money on your materials. So I only have to get up once, make all my cuts, come back and install it. Perfect every time. That's a big rodent. Renovator 1, bathroom nothing. Here's the secret weapon. Better to learn how to do this yourself. Look at the water damage here. Oh, this is where it gets interesting. Oh yeah! That is crazy. Look at this. That is fantastic. This is not even 4 feet wide. So welcome to this edition of Reality Renovision. This is our rustic modern farmhouse. We are doing a bathroom remodel job. And to be honest with you, it started 2 years ago. It's typical, right? I started renovating my house 2 years ago. I got as far as removing all of the old stuff. And then life took over, right? My life has always been the tail wagging the dog. As a contractor, this is my life. You know the old adage, right? The cobbler needs new shoes. This is kind of a joke. I'm so glad to finally be getting onto this project. I think the only thing I've done here is I've managed to get the wiring in, and I've got an extra layer of insulation. I've built out the wall. That's about it. This is a real windy part of the house, so I had to get that built out and get some insulation in there, because the wind's just blowing right through like a screen door. It's just been crazy. So we've got a really cool project here because it's such a huge space. Now we've been living with one bathroom for the last 2 years, and my wife's out of patience. So we're tackling this as early into this project as we possibly can. You can see behind me, we've got opened up the wall where the structural load has been removed years ago. So all I have to do is just close up new interior walls and bring in my PEX water lines. We're ready to go. We're finishing off this bathroom, nice walk-in shower, glass door system. We're gonna get heated towel rack, vinyl flooring with a heating system inside. So those videos will be awesome to watch. And make sure you check out the individual videos on this process, because we're gonna build a really cool vanity over here with a live edge counter. And we're gonna go with a vessel bowl that's sitting on top. It's gonna be a lot of fun, some great fixtures that have been sitting here for 2 years waiting for me to renovate. I'm in a little hot water, so I gotta get to work. Hopefully we can knock this off in the next couple of weeks. And that's my dog. Must be time for his run. Zeus! This is my favorite room in the tile store. This is the discontinued room. This means that this is all this tile that used to be out in the main room just a few short weeks ago, but they're running out of inventory and they're not going to be replacing it. So just think of it. Everything that people bought 2 months ago to put in their bathroom to last for 30, 40 years, I can buy now for half price in this room. Let's go shopping. Here we go. We've got huge tile. We've got all kinds of really neat stuff going on. And again, this is just a few weeks old. Nothing but end of inventory. And usually this kind of stuff means that they're down to the last 400 or 500 square feet. So they put it back in this room so they don't have too many people competing for the wanting to buy option. Wow, everything from 24 by 24, glazed, unglazed, mosaics, glass, herringbone. This is awesome. Oh, wow, look at that. I can't even believe that this is on a discontinued list. This is absolutely amazing. Talk about a cool backsplash. And look at this. Yeah, half price. Oh, such a deal. So whenever I'm shopping for somebody who's got a budget, or for myself because I'm cheap, I come here. This is the one I'm putting in my bathroom. It's huge. It's 18 by 36, which means I don't need very many pieces. And I'm going to show you how to install a really large format tile in my place. So if you're one of these lucky homeowners who has a bathroom without a fan, then you live in the north like we do, then every time it comes winter time, you leave the window shut because you're not having a shower with the window open when it's minus 30 degrees outside. So if you want to install a fan, you've really got to do a little bit of work here. One of the things you got to do is you got to open up the ceiling. In this particular job, I've got an old bathroom that just does not have a fan in it, and so we've just gutted the thing back to the studs and we're rebuilding. Yeah, this is some really old stuff here. Ugh. Now this is a hole saw. It is a brilliant little machine. It's a 4.5 inch diameter, and if I drill this hole this big, I have more than enough space to get my ducting in and out, and it'll be quite comfortable to do so. That's the size of the hole we marked on the wood. And that is larger than the ductwork. That's a good thing, okay? So we're gonna go to our third bit now. This is a 1-inch diameter bit. Oh, we got daylight that time. If you're in a more modern house, you might have a rim joist that is actually up to 2 inches thick. It's a solid piece of wood. If that's the case, that's okay. It's not structural in the way that it's carrying a load. So you feel free to drill this hole in it. We're good to go. Let's go out and make ourselves a bigger hole. Garbage. Nice. All right, now I'm gonna go back to the inside. I'm gonna shove my ducting through. We have a square now that's 4.5 inches wide. We just push our ductwork through. Here we are. Okay. Whew. You can use a gear clamp here if you like to connect it, but just to make it easier to slide back in and out, I like to use the tape. You really want to use the tape to connect this piece to this, because this is the plastic flange on the outside of the house. Remember, whenever you cut your tuck tape, leave a little extra. That way you mark your spot and you can always find it again. This stuff is really frustrating to work with. You don't do that. This is really great because it's easy to remove for cleaning if you need to, right? That way, if you have anything building up inside there, you can get it at it. But generally, it keeps birds from nesting. Okay, now remember, we're just doing this temporary, so if you're finishing your house, make sure you put your quad or your polyurethane caulking around there, and you're good to go. This is my wife, Michelle. We've been married, wow, a long time. How many years now?
It'll be 29 years.
Wow. Lucky me. We got married when we were 18.
Yeah.
Had babies right away.
Yep.
14 of them.
Right out of high school.
Yeah. 4 babies. In 8 years. We've been busy. Mm-hmm. So I think we moved into this house about 6 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. And I did a few things renovating wise.
Yeah, I mean, when you had the time, I mean, you had a full-time job at the time. You owned a contracting company. So,
right. So I did okay though. Yeah.
It's hard to juggle and jump in to do renovations and on a home when you've got family responsibilities and...
But you know, to be honest, when I first saw the house, I walked through the place, I saw it finished, right? $500,000 of investment later. And I think I dragged you along for a ride that I wasn't really ready to complete. So here we are 6 years later, and we finally closed down the company. We're taking a year off, full-time YouTube now, renovating like mad dogs. Am I finally working hard enough around this place?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
It took a minute. I don't get up as early as I used to.
That is true, but it's still early enough.
It's early enough?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, it has been a few days. Well, we finally got our electrical inspection taken care of, so we passed with flying colors, which is awesome. Now it's really basically just time to get the drywall up, get everything finished closing, cement board in the shower area. A little bit of backframing to do. We got to set up our countertop and our shower tower, and so we'll get this thing closed up, and then we'll get into some more details about how to get some finishing done. Here we go.
So the style we chose for the main bathroom is a modern rustic look. What I mean by that is a live edge countertop, vessel sink, towel warmer, and an awesome shower tower that's going to include a waterfall and rain shower. My vision for this main bathroom is to keep with the 1880s theme of the home, dating back to the 1880s. So we want to stick with the rustic version, but bring a little modern touch to it.
Okay, so now just a quick update for our shower area. We had this existing shower, and like a lot of places do, when the room is wider than a standard shower pan, they just box off and give you a dead space. Well, what we did is we took this out and we've actually built in a bench. And the reason I made this little wall area here is because I'm trying to design two things. A, I wanted a bench where I could sit, and I could just have the bench exposed. If I did that and I didn't have the wall though, I'd be buying a custom glass door wall system. And that would be a fixed panel, and a hinged door. That runs me about $2,500 to $3,000 for the custom glass. By putting another $30 of material into building this tower here, now wall to wall is a standard size for off-the-shelf sliding glass doors. So I can put in a nice beautiful little chrome overhead rail system for about 650 bucks. You know, that's just really smart. Now, this area of the wall here is extra deep, so we've just got it roughed in for now. We're gonna make this hole a little bit bigger. We're gonna wait until we get our tiling going before we customize this, because you know, my system for making shower niches is always get your tile established first, so you know where your grout lines are, you know exactly where your tile finishes, and that's where your edge should be. So we're gonna make this, we have 18 by 36 tile here. We've got an 18 by 18 inch mirror that has a heated system on it so it doesn't fog up. And we're gonna use that mirror as the back of our shower niche so that you have an opportunity to shave in the shower while you're nice and warm and the steam is going and all the hairs are pulled out of your neck. It's gonna be awesome for me for shaving. And so we're gonna recess that in the back of the shower niche and make this a place where we can put our shampoos. Over here, well, my time-lapse camera of course, but we have on our wall here, PEX plumbing. And what we're doing is, here we go. I've got my hot and my cold water supply just hanging out because we're not putting in a shower diverter. What we're gonna do instead is we're gonna go with a surface mount shower tower system that's got all the features and benefits rolled into one. And all we do is put a couple of elbows on here, connect the water supply lines from the tower, and boom, instant shower after we're done tiling. This is gonna be awesome. It's got all the bells and whistles, the wand, the jets, the rain, the waterfall. So putting all those features in a tower system leaves me the flexibility of changing it over time if I find it's necessary. Sometimes when you're on well water, it's nice to have that kind of flexibility. So if maybe 10 years from now things start getting too scaled up, I can just buy another one and pop on the new unit and I'm good to go again. Now, of course, we have to work on the other side. We've got our custom countertop. I'm gonna get Matt working on that. He's got to cut it and sand it and scribe it to fit. Before you know it, this little bathroom is going to be feeling really huge and spacious because we're going open concept, we're going rustic modern, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So the design feature for this bathroom really comes down to being as close to natural materials as possible. We're doing stone, we're doing some stone over here, but we're also going to use this as our countertop. Now Matt, what I want you to do is give me 3 of these pieces, cut at the same spot here, okay? And Matt's gonna be using that Evolution saw, it's our new tool. One blade cuts wood and metal. If you haven't seen it function before, we have a video where we did a huge hardwood deck. Unbelievable, we did the whole deck out of hardwood for 3 days cutting on that blade, and then it was still able to cut through 1/4 inch tube steel. Blew my mind. We're still using that same blade today, and if you wanna check that out, we'll put a link in the description of that video. It was awesome. What a corny brat, eh? Now that this is all closed up, it's time to tape drywall. But before we do, we're gonna just take a few minutes and show you how we're gonna finish off our shower area. I love to have things, I'm a visual guy. I love to have it and hold it up against a wall and say, this is where I want it to go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a tower on this wall. Now, this is not a traditional shower system. This is the one that's mounted on top of a finished tile surface. It has your body jets in the hand, the rain shower, the waterfall feature, and it's right here. So let's have a quick look at it. Now this is amazing. So you can start to see here right out of the gate that this thing is going to be some sexy. It generally is a two-person installation, but it's really, really simple. And it gives you the flexibility at a later date to just lift it off the wall, undo your two connections, and then install a new one if you want. Now, on the side, there's gaskets here. This is just so this rests up against the stone. It's a nice clean finish. You don't have to use silicone all over the place. And so it's kind of nice that way, right? The secret to installing one of these tower systems is to plan in advance, right? So whenever I'm telling people how to renovate a bathroom and you want custom fixtures, you want something really gorgeous and sexy, the truth is you want to do all your purchases first, have everything on site. Then when you're roughing in and building, you can have reference material other than just a diagram that might be online, which might be outdated, might not be relative to the model number that you're dealing with. Now you want to install this about the same as you would drywall, okay? One screw every 12 inches. Ow! Okay, well we're just putting on our self-adhesive fiberglass mesh tape. Part of the process for dealing with this cement board. The product recommendation is that we use a little bit of quickset over top of that cement. Once it's dry, we can take out our Aqua Defense green membrane. It's the roll-on, and we'll just paint the shower before we tile. Yeah, really handy inside corner trowel. Putting mesh on these corners just to embed the tape. There we go. Get your board on, get it attached, get it taped, get it filled, get it waterproofed, and then it's tile time. But we can do all of that tomorrow. So by the end of tomorrow, we're actually gonna have all of our tile done in here, and it'll start to look like a bathroom. I am so excited. So we're done our first level of sanding here, and you'll see there's some pitted areas where we've got knots and that sort of thing. Real quick, if I just take my sawdust and rub it in, right, you get an idea of what it'll look like when it's all finished. But that's just dust. There's nothing there to keep it there. And it just pits again. So here's what we do. We are going to take a little bit of wood glue and we're just going to make a little paste. It's not the sexiest video on how to fill a hole, but it sure as heck works. And then we'll finish up one more time with the 220 grit sandpaper to finish it all off. And then we can start the finishing process. How do you like things so far?
I love the progression of the house. As you guys know, if you've been following, there's been a lot of change with the front portion of the house. Started with the front foyer, moving the front door, knocking down walls, moving stairwells, and then onto the loft. And now, the most exciting part is the bathroom.
The new bathroom, yeah. Updating that bathroom is massive because it's a little bit bigger space, but it's going to be a lot more functional.
A lot more functional.
Which will be great because the bathrooms here were pretty much like 1930s. I think was the last time the footprint was adjusted.
Right.
And back then it was just a place to do your business and a once a month shower. And yeah, this house needed a lot of help.
Okay, so for the main bathroom, Jeff and I had gone out and picked up some tile. We picked out tile for the shower, but at this point, we're gonna be talking about the Backsplash, which is this wonderful stone here. It's got some blue and green and some rustic colors in it. And what it's gonna be up against is we're installing a live edge. And when I mean live edge, I am talking a beautiful slab made of pine, and it's got the interesting knots into it, and we're using a matte topical application to bring out the natural grains and not make it too shiny. I want a real matte look. And I think having that up against this will look fantastic. I thought to bring out that color a bit more. And it's also got some gray undertones to it as well, which will be able to incorporate nicely with the ceramic tile that's gonna be in the shower.
Okay, day 2. We, of course, have got our first coat of mud on the drywall this morning. We were trying to get a time lapse on that, but the camera, I don't know how to use the camera. So what we've got going on is we're gonna seal up all of our joint corners with cement today, and we're gonna waterproof and start tiling, which would be awesome. We got a little plumbing to do, and we're gonna work on our shower niche. Now this is gonna be really cool. So we're gonna put in an 18 by 18 inch shower niche that matches the dimensions of the tile. And the back of it is going to be clear mirror, which is a mirror that has an anti-defog system built right into it. So the back of the niche is going to be a shaving mirror that'll never get foggy even in a hot shower. So we're going to be using a little bit of the Schluter Curdy board so that we can build that. Fuss around with some cement board today. Hopefully by the end of today, we'll be somewhat, done the first couple rows of tile. So we've established all of our lines. And then tomorrow we can finish the tiling, the rest of the mud. By the end of the week, we should have this looking kind of like a bathroom. Probably need 2 more days by the end of this week to get it finished. Fingers crossed. I've got it now where I'm just a little bit thicker than a slurry, which is perfect. Now we gotta run. The idea is to fill in the gap at the base.
The Bob Ross the drywall.
A cement forest.
A little tree.
That is awesome. Now, in this particular case, I'm dealing with a 140-year-old 1.25" tongue and groove, which is unique in the fact that it's already strong enough all by itself to meet the standard for installing tile on top of it. However, you can tell by the movement that it's really not that well put together. I don't really want to be trusting this alone to put my flooring on. It's old, it's ugly, there's gaps, there's cracks, there's gonna be dust blowing continually every step. Susceptible to curling and heaving. So we're just gonna screw it down all over again. So most squeaks happen where 2 pieces of plywood meet together on a joist. They're nailed down, someone will step beside it and it lifts the plywood. And the squeak is actually the sound of the wood rubbing up and down on the nail as it's slowly pulling it out of the floor. It's dramatic. The way to solve that problem, grab a box of flooring screws, screw down all your joists before you install your flooring, and then you will avoid squeaks forever. So we had enough time to get our subfloor down, and now that stuff is hard. Now, I love this product. I've used it before. Matter of fact, the last bathroom we used this in was in our Mother's Day video, actually. It was the tile over tile video. Yep, time for coat number 2. A big believer that people should DIY their own bathroom renovations. Because the most important stuff, the plumbing, the waterproofing, all these types of things, these are things that aren't part of the finished project. They're things that if you don't do right, that's where you run into problems. And they're usually the areas where people will cut corners if they're in a hurry. So this is our tile. It's an 18 by 36 Italian ceramic. Pretty straightforward, to be honest with you. The reason we chose it is because it is exactly the same dimension as the glass mirror that comes with the heated system that's going in our shower nook. Now, this is going to be an 18 by 18 hole. Once we get the first 2 courses of tile installed and dried out, we'll be able to measure off where the grout line is and cut our hole respectively so that everything is going to be seamless and perfect. And there's a few things we got to know before you get started on a tile job. 1, it's always good to have the end before the beginning. So if we take a look at the floor, we have a plywood subfloor. We have this heated mat here. Now this is from Warm Up. Warm Up is giving us a heated coil system that goes in between these grooves. It's very similar to Schluter Dietra in that regard, if you're familiar with that product. And on top of that, we're going to be putting this vinyl plank from Mohawk Flooring. And this is a 100% waterproof vinyl core, vinyl finish. Bam. It is going to be absolutely gorgeous. Yes, you can install vinyl flooring with a heated system. What we wanted to do is just lay all these components down and get a measurement from floor to ceiling, because this tile, when it's horizontal, is going to go just to the edge of my shower pan. That is awesome. Line it up at the bottom of that trim, the front edge. This creates compression. Basically, it pulls the surface of this tile nice and tight together. All right, so we're gonna get our corner set here. Push the bottom in. Not bad for second day, huh? We got it built, we got it taped, we got cement poured on, we had it sealed up and waterproofed, and the first couple rows of tiles on. Very, very efficient. We even have our subfloor installed. So tomorrow's day 3, we'll finish the rest of the tile work. That'll be a full day because we also have to do the custom niche. And then it's just a matter of, you know, taking a day to paint this place. I gotta pick a color still. Oh my God. Well, I'm excited because now the new bathroom is gonna function as a place where people can go and not just use the bathroom, but shower when they're coming in and out of the pool, a change room for guests, right?
It's gonna be so functional for everybody.
Because now with the front door where it is, we're gonna be able to finish that outdoor hardscaping.
Right.
Create this little outdoor
Which is
living oasis.
desperately needed.
Yeah.
All of that is desperately needed.
So it's gonna take about 2 years to finish the project. How do you feel about that?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Ready for the finish or ready for the next 2 years? I guess I should apologize now that the house is under renovation. I've got you sitting in a 1-bedroom bungalow. It's a tiny little space. We have basically our bathroom and our bedroom upstairs, our tiny little office.
Do you not remember our conversation when we bought this house?
Yeah.
We were both in agreement with how things were gonna plan out.
Right.
We were even talking about doing a whole demo from top to bottom and living in a trailer on our 1 acre of land.
Yeah, and you know, we might have talked about it, but at the end of the day, I knew you were never gonna agree to that. But you know, this summer will be interesting because we're gonna be without a kitchen for 2 months.
We got the barbecue going. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 months. It better not take any longer, or you know what's gonna happen.
Well, yeah, no longer than 2
No longer
years.
than 2 months. There's just no room for extending that project. So anyway, I'm going to show the whole world how to renovate an entire kitchen in 2 months. Changing the floor plan,
Okay. Yeah, please.
all the work that goes into it, new pantry, new flooring, open concept, exposed beams,
Yep.
coffered ceiling in this
It'll
room.
look gorgeous.
2 months.
Modern rustic.
Moving all of the plumbing, all of the appliances, yeah. New wiring,
Perfect.
new framing, new installation.
Yep.
2 months.
It's a big job, but you can do it.
I can do it. No more sleeping in for me. So now that we're midway through our plumbing, it's time for us to establish our lines. Because right now our PEX is facing up, and that's not what we want. So for people that aren't familiar with PEX, it's basically a plastic pipe, and it has brass fittings and copper rings that get crimped together to create enough pressure around the joint that it will more than withstand anything related to water pressure in the lines. I'm going to make this joint, and it's going to be installed outside the wall, lower than the tile, so even if there is a leak, it's inside the shower system. Not going to be a problem. There we go. Shower plumbing is now complete. That's simple. Just a couple of minutes, all kinds of flexibility. When I go to install this unit, I can go higher or lower just by adjusting this PEX line in the wall, right? You don't get that kind of flexibility with copper. Alright, so the tile's done, it's ready for grout, and really all you gotta do now is just prep the area for grouting, which is using one of your little grout remover tools, and run it in that grout line, and clean that cement out. So when the cement gets wet, it goes really dark, there's no groove there. So I'm gonna use this tool to ensure that I got a groove that needs to be filled. We're using the Mapai Grout, Cara Color. What we're looking for here real quick is to make sure that every one of our grout lines has got a groove that needs to be filled, okay? There we go, see that? Now it's ready to go. Whew. Now, because we're relying on the caulking for all of our inside corners, that's the ceiling, this joint here along the bottom of the tub, all we're filling up is everything else. Okay. This is one of the major mistakes people make when they're grouting. They think that every time they want to clean the stone, they have to use water and they want to wash it. In this case, all this residue, this haze, you actually want to take this off with a dry rag. Okay? This is what's amazing. Okay, well, we're finally finished all of our stone. I've yet to get the silicone on, but that's fine. We're gonna finish up the tower now. Okay, there's the red line, there's my center line. Just to be sure, I'm gonna grab my laser level, throw a line on that, make sure I got it perfect. Wow, that's actually dead on. Brilliant. You hear this? That's the grinding sound of the blade, okay? When the hose goes like this, that means it's a nice metal hose. If it's all kinked up out of the package, it means it's half plastic. These hoses come with built-in gaskets. Very nice. Now I can connect. Now realize, these lines are color-coded for hot and cold. All right. Press against the wall with your knee and your hands and slide down to engage the mechanism. So why don't you just describe real quick, what it was like living with me when I was running a construction company?
Oh, well, no doubt it was difficult. You'd come home from a hard day's work and then have to get right to doing renovations around the house. And, we didn't see a lot of you, but that was just...
Those are long days.
Yeah, they were pretty long days. So it was difficult, but we made it work.
And now we're empty nesters. Right?
Right.
We kicked everybody out.
Yeah. It's, we had our difficulties and it wasn't easy, but...
What do you think about now that I'm home all the time?
Well, no doubt it's great. I mean...
Really? You don't want to kick me out?
No.
You're not done with me yet?
No.
Okay,
not at all.
Up until we started this renovation, we remodeled the master bathroom.
Right.
We moved the laundry room upstairs. We did a couple other smaller projects around here, but I never finished anything. I just got it all the functional. The functionality of it. We're not just getting everything functional. Now we're actually finishing things.
Oh, yeah. So
what's that feel like?
Well, progression.
Yeah.
It's the results are much quicker and faster and...
It's true. When I'm working all day long around here, things change pretty quick.
Yeah.
It helps.
Yeah.
Instead of just like one Saturday afternoon or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. How glad are you that Matt's here helping me out?
I love having our son with us.
Right?
Yeah. The whole chemistry of having the three of us working together, it's just been great. Having him on board here.
I get a lot more done when he's here.
Well, and I love his input when you guys are discussing planning, and we really value his opinions and stuff like that. So, no, it's great to keep it in the family. And
it's kind of weird though.
The chemistry is just fantastic. So, as you know, we are working on the main bathroom right now. The theme of it is a more modern rustic look, and we had selected wooden floors. We had selected a backsplash that is more of a rustic. It's got colors of green and blues and grays, and the grays are going to look fantastic up against what's going to be in the shower itself. So the color that I think would work perfectly is this awesome color called blue smoke and had added a little bit of the color just directly beneath it on the sphere of the color scheme is the chambray, which is going to give it a little bit more depth.
So the next step is for us to install our fan. The room is basically finished. The ceiling's got a first coat of paint on it. We have here our New Tone Invent Series fan. What this means is you'll see this little picture when you're in the store, and you can install it without having to go into the attic, or in this case, the ceiling between the first and second floor. The only thing missing from that is the grommet that goes in the electrical. But you can buy these. If you're in the Home Depot, go to the electrical department and ask them for an electrical grommet. Don't make the mistake and buy the box of 50. We'll cut the rest of this out. That gives me 3 screws. That'll hold a couple 100 pounds. The fan weighs about 8. I think we're gonna be fine. You don't want the air blowing from outside. Open. Some fans, they don't have this kind of mechanism built in. And if you put it in upside down, the wind blows right through. So if you've got a fan in your house and the cold is pouring in the wintertime, chances are this is upside down. And all you gotta do is climb in your attic, take it off, rotate it, and it'll work great again. But anyway, there's a free tip for somebody out there. I just sounded like a televangelist. Someone out there is getting healed of osteoporosis. For my money, plastic to plastic, that's tuck tape neighborhood right there. Once that bonds together, it's never coming off. And that cost me 3 cents and 15 seconds. So, a 14 2-wire has 3 wires. The ground, which is not part of the 2 equation, there's a 14 gauge white and a 14 gauge black. That's why it's called 14-2. Every wire has a ground. Inside the moret, there's a little coil, okay? And it helps to encourage the wires to twist together properly. All right, you do it the same with the white and the ground. All right, just a little twist, just to hold it in place. Stick that moret on there. All right, here we go. Now this is all new construction. We haven't even put power to any of these lines yet. If you're doing a reinstallation of a fan, then make sure you turn off the breaker. So we take this housing and we're gonna slide this up. There we go. And it just slides up into place, right? There we go, it snaps into place. Woohoo! Well, fantastic, we are out of the shower. And back to the boring side of the room. Well, at least it is traditionally. We're on the vanity side now, which generally speaking for a lot of bathrooms is just a box and a top and a simple tap, done, they hang a cheap mirror and you call it a bathroom. But what we're doing here is a little bit more fun. One of the things I like to teach people is if you're gonna DIY your house and do your own renovations, don't be afraid to spend a little bit of money on your materials. This is a great opportunity to have some wow factor, increase the value, get that when you're ready to sell the house, wow approach, right? When you walk in the room. So this is the place where you can invest because your labor's free. So we're doing the floating wood countertop, right? This is our simple pine. We got a video on how to make that. We're gonna be installing a stone vessel sink, which is a lot of fun. And we bought this beautiful brass tap that's gonna sit off the side here with a waterfall feature. This is gonna make it really easy to get in here and wash your hands. That's what it's for. Washing hands, brushing teeth, maybe a little shaving, but nothing else too dramatic, right? Now, we also have a mirror that's gonna get installed on this wall, and we've got this little peel and stick heating element, okay, and it goes on the back of the mirror, and that's anti-fog, which is awesome. And so what we do is we just gotta punch a hole in the wall. I've got my feeder wire up here, so we can pull that wire through, attach to a mirror, hang that sucker, and we won't have any fogging problems going on. Woohoo! We've got our mirror here, which is really nice. You can see all of these elements, plus our backsplash tile, they all tie together really cool. This is gonna be a really rustic look. I'm gonna love this. We're putting this stone on in a herringbone pattern, and when we are done, this is going to be a very dramatic looking vanity. I can't wait. I am gonna show you a revolutionary new product, luxury vinyl plank. Now this isn't the revolution I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact I'm installing it in a bathroom and I'm gonna put it on a heated floor. That's right, you heard me. Electric heated floor with vinyl luxury plank. The most amazing DIY custom bathroom out there. So the company that we're working with on this is called Warm Up. It's an electric floor heating company. They've got a myriad of products. They've got towel bars and towel warmers and floor heat. They have products that are just blow your mind. This cable covers 30 square feet, okay? Which is nice and simple, 5 by 6. And based on that calculation, they sent 4 of these pads to go with it, and that'll be more than enough to be able to heat this whole area. Here we go, okay? Now just leave that sit for a few minutes to set up, and then we'll come back and give it a wipe. And the reason you do it ugly like that is so that you can find it later. Nothing worse than going back and going, oh, I missed a bump, because then you're gonna have to sand it and grind it. It's just a lot of work. So leave it messy, give it 5 minutes, wipe it up, and then when all of the grout is nice and dry on the surface, then you can come along and go with your clear silicone and seal up all 4 edges. Anytime you're changing a surface plane, you wanna add some silicone. And when that's all finished, your backsplash is done. All you gotta do is hang your light and mirror. Good to go.
Okay, so here's a question for you, Jeff.
All right.
So how does it make you feel renovating your own home and being able to demonstrate that to your YouTube followers? How do you think, what do you think about that?
Wow, it's kind of strange. It's fun because it's nice to be able to help people, and we get comments like, well, obviously we're a help to some people. Yeah. But it's got a weight, you know? Like it's strange because when I'm renovating, I feel like I don't want to let our viewers down, right? And it's strange to know that there are people out there who are watching your every move, and they're going to do exactly what you do. So I've got to make sure that I keep myself in check. Right, yes. Right? Because it's a strange place. I like to renovate where it's practical, where it's financially viable, but at the same time, I'm not always doing best practice. So I don't want to lead people into a place where they're going to pick up bad habits and do something, taking half of my advice and doing something dumb. So it's kind of strange. Maybe that's why everybody else in the world teaches best practice all the time, right? But it's just not affordable for most people.
That's a good answer.
I'm trying to help them find a way to make it affordable and the same still be smart. It's tricky. Well, I'm getting excited because we're in the home stretch here now. We're about 2 days away from being finished. I've got to put the floor down today, install my door, do my trim work, and this is just finishing touches, right? A couple of little electrical fixtures and the last coat of paint. This bathroom's done. So 2 more days and we are gonna be completed finally. This has been a few weeks in no working because we had to, tear everything back to the very beginning and start over again. And we got to get the floor in, the trim work, a couple more electrical fixtures, and then it's just one more quick coat on the paint job. Bathroom's done, finally. Can't wait to have a second bath in my house again. It's been getting a little cramped around here. Okay, and that is going to be our primary location. Okay, here we go. Even though this is magnetic, because it's chrome, it's not going to stick to it. There we go, that's my spot. Whew.
You love Phillips.
I hate Phillips. I hate it so much. And that's why. Love them Phillips screws. Okay. This is all about patience. Sometimes this little fiddling around will drive a person crazy. Okay. In this package, they came with these cheesy little plastic plugs. And to be honest with you, if you're trying to fish a wire up to a place in a wall and you want to mount a box, you're going to cause damage to your wall to get that done. If you're not going to be on wood and you want to try to install this with plastic, I'm going to suggest don't. Take the time, cut the hole in the drywall, get some blocking in the wall, and don't ever use these. Because you know what happens? Someone put a towel on here, they'll lean out of the shower, grab the towel, and give it a yank, and the whole damn thing's going to come flying off the wall. If you don't install it in wood, just don't install it. We're going to install a warming pad for the back of our mirror. It's a product I don't think you see too often, but it's so efficient and it costs pennies. So it's a really nice feature in a bathroom where you've got a shower, especially in a household where they're busy, getting more than one shower every morning, and people are trying to use the same room to get ready for school or work. Basically, all you do is you put a hole in the wall, and you have this little feeder that we wired in advance. And we're just going to tape that together with my electrical tape. We're just going to put a little bit of tape on here and feed this up again. Okay. There we go. Now, this is the back of it, and this is a peel and stick. So the idea is we'll attach it to the mirror, and then we'll put it in. Always make sure your mirrors are twisted nice and tight so you don't run the risk of vibration. So now I've got to put a hole in my ceiling, basically in the center of the room. I think aesthetically, my best plan is to try to go center of the shower pan and not even bring the equation of the recessed area there into it. I'm using these Max lights. They're available on Amazon. You can check out our Amazon store. Links in the description below. They work great. They're handy as all get out. They have this box here, right? So your wiring is done in this box. The box can be slid up through the hole after the fact, and then you snap your light in under the drywall. And they're also awesome for new construction. In the instructions or on the box, they provide you a template that you can cut out, okay? Which is stupid because the hole that comes on the box is exactly the right size. And that's my template. Wow. All right, that's right down there. I just can't reach over far enough. Let me see if this works. Coat hanger, gotta love it. Done. Okay, so our electrical inspector came by yesterday, popped his head in real quick, took a look, checked the spacing on the mat on the floor, and everything is according to the way it's supposed to be, so he approved the installation. Traditionally, this kind of flooring is what I would call a beginner level installation because it's just measure and cut, right? All you have to do is mark and go ahead and install it. There we go. Nice to have a guide for your knife so you don't accidentally cut your thumb. And the trick here is you flip it upside down and then apply pressure. Ugh. Now the easiest way to put this flooring together is to get it on an angle and then slide it, and then it sits in that groove real easily. Okay. slide it right underneath where we have it there. There you go. You just got to set it in the groove and lay it down. And of course, you can always use a chop saw for cutting just about anything. If it's plugged in. We got power here now. Razor sharp. Catch. Okay. Okay. Last piece of vinyl. So for anybody who's done flooring before, you know, in a bathroom especially, half of the work is putting the floor down, the other half is finishing it all off. So I'm going to share with you my tips and tricks today. This is just MDF baseboard. It comes with a primer. Really, it only needs one coat of finished paint. But if you use a nail gun to stick it on, you're going to need to do all kinds of patching and everything else, and it will drive you absolutely bonkers. Because you're going to have to pull out the compressor, fire in the nails, and then you got to putty the nails. If you use this adhesive right here, and it's just what it says, it's no more nails. That product right there. It's just an adhesive for installing trim. Okay, ready for this? Done. Perfect every time. Now your trim's installed. And if you're in a hurry and you want to finish the product quick, get this product. This is the Alex Fast Dry, okay? This is not your typical door and window caulking. The typical stuff takes almost 2 hours to set up before you can paint it. This stuff is 20 minutes. And the way you imply that is just put an angle on the tip, and then you just pull it across, fill in your holes, you take a damp sponge, and then you're done. 20 minutes from now, I can come by and start painting. And it'll take me about 20 minutes to trim out the whole room. So if I start in one corner, when I'm done trimming, I just pull out my brush and I can finish paint and I'm done. And then the next trick, that'll save you a ton of time. And more than time, this is going to save you from having a flood. This is a PVC ring. It's the same material that the toilet flange is made out of already. It works out perfect for setting your bolts, okay? Then the other thing you do is it comes with these holes already made. This is a rubber gasket for the toilet to sit on. Old houses like this, the floor is constantly moving. With this kind of seal, no matter what happens on top of this, the toilet, this is compressed and then it grows back again to keep your seal. If you use wax and you put pressure on that wax, if your toilet moves a little bit, you've broken the seal and now water can seep out. So this kind of gasket is a perfect solution for older homes. Okay. Okay.
That's it?
Yep. And watch how the soft close works. That's awesome. Guys, we're going to be installing this beautiful hewn-out stone sink. Now, it doesn't have an overflow system, so it takes special plumbing, so stay with us. Now, pipe joint compound. We just slide it into the sink. There we go. I'm just going to tighten this up. Put my screwdriver in the overflow section. Now. All right. Okay, we are so close I can taste it. Right, we've got all of our fixtures and all of our electrical and plumbing in. Now we just got to take care of all of our last minute touch-ups, right? Always the last minute touch-ups. You know, always tell people, don't get too worked up over making sure everything is perfect as you go, because inevitably something's going to go wrong. Someone's going to bump a wall. Someone's going to have to cut open a wall to install the thermostat. And you're going to be doing some touch-ups last minute, right? That's why when you paint your bathroom, one coat is enough. Wait until the last day and everything is finished perfectly. Then you can worry about your second coat. All right, so I need this coat of mud. I got a couple other minor touch-ups to take care of. All right, I've got to paint the trim, and then I've got to do one more coat on the walls, and then we're ready to reveal it. Well, here we are. We're at the end of the bathroom renovation. It's not just the bathroom though. I mean, this project feels like it's been going on forever. We have the whole addition redone now. And my biggest concern is that all of the conversation and planning, it all comes down to this, right? The final reveal. So I just finished all of the electrical finishings and the touch-ups and getting all the details just right. So this is the first time my wife is gonna be able to come in here and tell me if she thinks I did a good job. Hopefully she likes the color. It was kind of the biggest bone of contention up to this point. I have a sneaky feeling I'm gonna end up repainting this room maybe 3 or 4 more times over the next year or so. But anyway, oh, here she comes. Let's get her in on the camera and we'll have a quick look. What do you think?
Wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, you like this color?
Yeah, so the color, I'd like a little bit of a change.
I knew that was gonna happen. But here's the thing. Can we at least agree to let me do this later after I'm done the kitchen?
Yes, that's definitely a priority.
So I'll put this on the back burner.
That's fine.
Okay. But the tile, you're cool with that?
I adore the tile. The day we picked it out,
right?
We knew it was gonna look phenomenal.
Which is kind of strange because sometimes you have a different perspective and then the reality. But
yes.
This came out exactly what I was imagining.
Yes, but you do remember, to be honest, the mirror was the inspiration for all of this.
Well, what didn't we do that? Didn't we bump into that mirror first and then go, oh my God?
That's right.
I think we were at a tile store. We had 4 or 5 options for this. And then we saw the mirror and that just solved it.
Yeah, like this vintagey look.
It's pretty cool.
I love it. I just love it.
It's pretty cool.
Very rustic looking, and of course the tile just ties in very, very nicely. And then over here, oh my gosh.
Shower. I know, my man shower.
No, careful now.
Oh, I have to share.
We were definitely sure. I selected this awesome tower.
Yes, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. But I'm really pleased that.
Oh my goodness.
At least it's finished. What's one more step down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're generally happy?
I'm extremely happy.
Nice, all right. Oh, fantastic. Now listen folks, this is only one aspect of this whole home renovation. We're doing a farmhouse 1880s. So this addition's got this, we got the whole front entrance, we got a loft upstairs. We're working on the kitchen now.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of work, but all these videos are coming up. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to see the how-tos, how this stuff was put together, we've got that on our other channels. So you can click the link over here, pop over and learn how to do all this installation. You can renovate your own house too. Thanks, baby. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Reality Renovision. If you're new to our channel, then I suggest you subscribe to the channel over here. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notifications so you'll be told every time a new video comes up. And if you'd like, you can click the link right here and you can binge watch all the episodes that we have on our playlist. Amazing information, everything DIY and decor and renovation and remodeling. Thanks for joining us.